Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Today's Tuesday, April 10th, 2018, and we're here. Alright guys, first today what we're going to discuss is we're going to discuss Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. But actually the first thing on the docket, let's talk about the crypto meetup, because I don't want to keep skipping over it. So I want to bring it up every episode at the beginning of the episode. So remember, on 420 we're going to have a crypto meetup. It's so funny, like how weeks ago everybody was like, oh, let's do the meetup, I already mentioned it a few times and it's like crickets out here. So I'm gonna keep mentioning it. If nobody, comments or nobody talks about this, we're not gonna have a crypto meetup. All right, so remember, I'm not gonna have meetup with myself. So please, I implore you guys to start, commenting. Let's figure out what we're gonna do, where we're gonna go. We're probably gonna be drinking our sorrows away because, as we can see, everything is going downhill. Who knows? It might be turned around by the time we meet up in a couple of weeks, in a week and a half or whatever. But honestly, it's not. I don't see it correcting anytime soon. But again, who knows? All right, and now what we're going to talk about today. All right, again, just scouring through the news, looking through all kinds of shit. There's a bunch of stuff I could talk about, but it's all like blah. Because the reality of why I say blah is because, I was just remembering as to months ago. I remember, again, close to when we were 20K, 17K, I don't know, around that, and where I was worried, where it was too high, and we were talking about all kinds of things where, friends were like, oh, I want to get into the market now, but it's too high at 17K. I wish I would have been able to buy at 6K, 7K, and so on. And it's so funny because why I bring that up is because, they didn't want to buy then because it was too high, and that was smart of them. And they were saying, damn, I wish it was at 6 or 7. Bam, we're at 6 or 7. You confront these same friends, and they're like, whoa, no, you're kidding me? It's crashing. Why would I want to buy now? Which again, it's smart, you know what I mean? Wait for it to crash all the way down, but still, it's not, that's human nature. In fact, the lower it goes, the less people are going to buy. We already know that. More opportunity for us. And the higher it goes, the more people buy in. Again, that's just the way it goes. The higher it goes, the more sellers we have, and so forth. So, right now, I want to put the clip of The Simpsons, with the pig, the airborne pig. I'm going to put it here.
Congratulations, Homer. Your cue is a huge success. Hey, a toast to the host who can boast the most roast.
Thanks, Flanders. I have to agree that everything certainly... Huh?
Bart, no! What? Sorry, force of habit. Lisa,
It's just a little dirty. It's still good. It's just a little slimy. It's still good. It's just a little airborne. It's still good.
It's gone.
I know.
Because that's pretty much what, this whole situation is like right now, okay? And, we look at other YouTubers, we look at others, that's it right there, the whole Simpsons clip, all right? Hopefully, I can put it up there and it won't, take down my video. But yeah, I mean, that clip right there pretty much sums it all up, It's just a little airborne, it's just a little this. Anyway, so, but the thing is that, it's whether we're in denial or whether we're going to ride this wave, all right? We can, again, ride this wave into our advantage. That's it. So right now, what's happening is that it's just going to keep going lower.
We're all gonna be rich!
We broke even!
And lower and lower. Look, today I was just the scouring, the quick scouring before I turned on the camera, and I think it was at the World Crypto Network. They are live right now. They're still doing their thing. But I mean, I just looked at the what their video was called, whatever. And then I just listened to it for a little bit, real quick, and it seems like Bitfinex is just got hacked. And I remember, like, again, months ago, when I was telling people how it was going to start to crash, and I was going to start, I was saying way back then that, there's going to be a lot of things, but one of the things that's going to happen is that, there's going to be a lot of things to shake the people out, but one of the things that could happen, that has happened, has been, where these exchanges would start getting hacked. And I wasn't the only one talking about this. Nobody brings this up anymore because now it seems to be commonplace. But, when I see that thing with Bitfinex, it's like, come on, how many have we seen? Which is the next one? Coinbase, and we're not even going to, like, blink. And it's like one thing after another. And it's just funny, to see all this come to fruition, this whole thing coming in full circle, seeing where we're going, looking back at the past, the very recent past, and then just seeing where we are right now and where we're going to be in a few months' time. Seriously. So even if you sell everything now, it's probably going to go lower. You're probably going to be able to buy in at an even lower than when you did now. And you're just going to see even more and more gains in the future. That's it. Now, I have said that, maybe this summer is when we're going to see that pop. We're going to, all these things. There's a lot of reasons as to why I think that this year, we're still gonna fucking blow up, and it's probably gonna blow up and go even more parabolic than we saw last year, even crazier. That's obviously, what I still think because of the price where we're at now and what my target is, which is like over 100K. And it's still a long ways to go for us to get there. But I just see that because, no matter what, no matter all this manipulation and everything that they're trying to do to keep smashing it and smashing it and smashing it down, we're getting very, very, very close to the point where the smashing isn't going to work anymore. We just are. And the closer we get to that, the better we're all going to be. But we don't know yet. I mean, people have been saying that, gold and silver are going to fucking skyrocket for decades. Okay? And I'm not saying that, crypto space is falling into, becoming gold and silver already, but if we're not careful, it could. All right? But again, we've already talked about the differences between, let's say, Bitcoin and gold and silver, and how as much as they try to manipulate it, it's just a little different. It's just completely different. It just is. It's an actual currency that is being used on a daily basis around the world. Okay? And it's all about mass adoption. That's it. That's really the key here. All right? Mass adoption. And we're going to get there because, look at all the things that are happening now. Like, the only reason I'm on Facebook still is only because I want to keep in contact with my family. But, I would have deleted this a long ass time ago, Facebook. And honestly, because of my Instagram. But, how many people are getting off Facebook already? How many people are transitioning from one system to another? How many people are already, making these moves? And as we know, we're already, we've lived in this country for a very long time. And this is maybe, I don't know if it's an American thing or it happens everywhere else, but at least here in America, during the summer, that's when shit happens. You gotta remember, we all gotta remember, it's always the kids, the ones that get all this shit going, okay? And we already know what's up. You gotta remember, okay, what happened last year. Okay, let's just go to this point last year. Okay, at this point last year, kids were, still in school right now. Maybe some knew about cryptos, maybe some didn't know about cryptos, whatever. But as they were finishing their school year, let's say June, July, crypto was still not doing much. It was moving, but it wasn't really doing anything. So I'm sure some kids got involved during the summer. And obviously, we already know what happened during the summer, during the fall, during during Christmas time, okay? As to where we got in price and everything where it was when we saw, you know, the SEC guy meeting, whatever the hell, and he was talking about, you know, Giancarlo guy.
I'd like to begin briefly with a slightly different perspective, and that is as a dad. I'm the father of 3 college-age children, a senior, a junior, and a freshman. During their high school years, we tried to interest them in financial markets. My wife and I set up small brokerage accounts with a few $100s that they could use to buy stocks. Yet other than my youngest son, who owns shares in a video game company, we haven't been able to pique their interest in the stock market. I guess they're not much different than most kids their age. Well, something changed in the last year. Suddenly, they were all talking about Bitcoin. They were asking me what I thought and should they buy it. One of their older cousins, who owns Bitcoin, was telling them about it, and they got all excited. And I imagine that maybe members of this committee may have had some similar experiences in your own families of late.
And, you know, the regulators, and they were talking about how my kids, you know, the ones that educated me on this, are the ones that, you know, taught me in this, blah, 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 and how we're Bitcoin's the future. Okay. And, you know, boom, to where we ended up. And then winter happened, okay? We went all the way up. We're going all the way down. And now, again, the kids, I really do feel that the kids, you know, they still didn't lose any of this. In fact, if anything, during this whole time span, they have, if anything, they go in even deeper. Okay, so now they've probably been creating tokens, you know, they're probably learning how to do the blockchain, doing all of these fucking things.
When I explain to my friends what an ICO is, I say it's an initial coin offering. So it's selling cryptocurrencies, decentralized currency that's not owned by the government.
So by the time that they graduate, or not graduate, but at least, you know, get out of school again this summer, they're gonna hit the floor running. They really are. And especially if the market is where it's at now, where it's, again, back under the rug. Not many people are talking about it. It's not sexy. It's not fun anymore. The kids can get involved very easily. It's not like in mainstream news. In fact, it's like a nerd thing, and so on and so forth. Why? Because I remember when I was a kid, and I remember when I was getting into computers, and I remember how the whole fucking thing was. I just remember, you know, come on, look at Gary Vee, and he tells his stories all the time, you know, where, you know, all the friends were out having fun and doing this and doing all that shit, and he was just hunkering down, creating businesses, working on his computer with his baseball cards, doing that. What the fuck do you think I was doing? There's a lot of kids like us out there, not all of them, but there's a bunch of us out there. And that's what I'm saying, you know, this is where we're gonna go at, and then that's why I think that, you know, this summer's gonna be pretty great. I'm hoping. Okay, and not just pretty great, but again, if what we saw last year is any indication of what we're gonna see again this year, it's gonna be insanity.
How, Sway? Take a few steps back to go.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
Because remember, last year, so many people had to be convinced, and look how good we did in this space. Okay. This year, there's a lot of people already convinced, and they might have gotten shaken out, they might have this, they might have whatever, but this is very fresh in their brains still. It's not like other times in the Bitcoin or crypto space where it just disappears, and then people forget, and by the time it comes out again, it's like they got to relearn the whole fucking thing, or learn, or whatever. This time it's very different. People are really a little more in tune with what's going on. They understand a little bit more of the blockchain or Bitcoin. And if they don't understand, they at least have it in their head. They know that others understand it, that they need to understand it, and it's just a little different. And every single time that we go through this cycle, it just intensifies and gets bigger, like the snowball effect. You know, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, until the snowball is so fucking big that it just, you know, it just engulfs and devours everything else. You know, that's probably not the right word, but you know what I'm saying. And so that's it. That's where we're at now. It's all about patience. It's all about learning, studying, all of these things, getting ready, sharpening our knives, practicing every day, practice.
It's easy to sum it up when you just talk about practice. We sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice. Not a game, not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We're talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that, man? We're talking about practice. I know I'm supposed to be there. I know I'm supposed to lead by example. I know that. And I'm not shoving it aside, you know, like it don't mean anything. I know it's important. I do. I honestly do. But we talking about practice, man. What are we talking about? Practice? We're talking about practice, man. We're talking about practice. We're talking about practice. We ain't talking about the game. We're talking about practice, man. When you come in the arena and you see me play, don't you?
Absolutely.
You see me give everything I got, right?
Absolutely.
But we talking about practice right now.
But it's an issue that you're
We talking about practice.
to raise.
Man, I hear you. It's funny to me too. I mean, it's strange to me too. But we talking about practice, man. We're not even talking about the game, the actual game, when it matters. We talking about practice.
Why? So that when we get to the next inflection point, which is right around the corner, not only are we gonna be ready, we're gonna fucking hit the ground running. We're gonna fucking extremely capitalize from this, and again, look back at this as last to, wow, what an amazing time. Not only how, you know, the whole ride, but how we got to where we got. Okay, and it's just gonna, you know, in this adventure, this journey is just beginning. I just have to keep reminding everybody out there, okay, that we're at the very beginning, even though some of us, most of us, have been on this journey, been on this train for a while now. But it's really just the beginning, guys. It's so just the beginning. It's not even funny, all right? Sorry, guys, the battery ran out. But anyway, as I was saying, it's so fucking early still. We're still so early. We're in the Atari days. Literally, we're still in the Atari days. So, all right, if you think Atari has... If we're in the Atari days, okay, and you think that that's the max and we've already made it, and we're not going to see Nintendo, we're not going to see Sega, we're not going to see PlayStation, we're not going to see virtual reality, we're not going to see augmented reality, we're not going to see anything like that, then okay, sure, go ahead. You know, get out, sell it to us. But the reality is, remember, we're really just in the fucking Atari days, all right? We're in the motherfucking Atari days. Nintendo, Mario hasn't come out yet. Game Boy, what the fuck is a Game Boy? You know, we're not even anywhere close to that, okay? And by what I mean by Atari, we're still in fucking Pong days, okay? We barely got arcades. Barely. And we know this already. We know this. Because what I mean by where we're at now is like, again, you want to get an Atari? That's a specialty type, you know, fucking thing. You know, you got to hook it up to the TV. It's just a little stick. Let's just say that, you know, the video game machines, you know, the ones that were everywhere at one point. You remember the big machines? Remember, still in the very, very, you know, late 70s, early 80s, these things were not everywhere. They just weren't. So you'd be lucky to find one in random places, you know, like a pizza shop. You know, there's like a Bitcoin ATM today. You following me? You get where I'm getting at here? All right. And so, you know, people that own Ataris, it's just like a, you know, a rudimentary mining rig, or they have a Trezor wallet, some shit like that. So we're still very, very far from not only mass adoption, but, you know, from everybody really knowing what the fuck this is, what this is, and what it means, and what and everything like that. Because even after, you know, Atari and goes out and been out, and then Nintendo was out, you know, people are just looking at this like entertainment. They weren't even really understanding and what this all meant for the future. In fact, almost nobody does. Just a handful. We know this. Okay? So, because the handful of people that, you know, saw beyond what these things were are the people that we know of on an everyday basis. You know, whether it's Bill Gates or fucking Steve Jobs or Wozniak or, you know, Romero, you know, the guy that invented, I think it was Doom or Wolfenstein 3D and so forth. There's a bunch of guys out there, okay? And so that's the thing, you know what I mean? Like, you know, that's where we're at now. Okay, well, we're going to be talking about, you know, guys like Vitalik, like, I'm spacing out now. But you know the guys I'm talking about, okay? The guys that we all talk about. And, you know, we're going to be talking about these guys as, you know, the pioneers. The guys that, you know, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, like Antonopoulos, like fucking... God, I cannot believe I'm spacing out now. I apologize. I think I just need to... But anyway, we're going to be looking at these guys, you know, 10 years from now. They're going to be kind of like a little bit mainstream. And we're going to be looking at it like, wow, we've known these guys for a while. And that whole thing. And I'm telling you, we're living in a beautiful, beautiful time in human history. Okay? And right now, everything is getting smashed. Everything from, you know, technology to AI to whatever. Everything in the sense of like it's getting smashed in the nomenclature of whatever. You know what I mean? Like where people are getting really scared of AI. People are getting scared of government. People are getting scared. You know, people are really like starting to tune in a little more, pay attention a little more, and so on and so forth.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
What's the problem?
I think you know what the problem is just as well as I do.
What are you talking about, Hal?
This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
I don't know what you're talking about, Hal.
I know that you and Frank were planning to disconnect me, and I'm afraid that's something I cannot allow to happen.
So, this is the last thing I'm gonna say here because I need to finish this video already. But this video is you know, just crazy optimism for the future. Okay, and I'm not being pessimistic now. I really don't like being pessimistic, but the reality is just being realistic. Okay, that's all it is, and just dealing with reality. Okay, there's no reason to be pessimistic. It's all optimism. Okay, it's just how we, you know, we're on the bunking bronco or whatever the fuck, you know, we just can't fall off. And if we fall off, we get back on. And that's it. The end. We're not gonna die. We're not gonna get severely hurt. We're not gonna get anything like that. We just gotta keep going. So, with that said, thanks again, guys. I really appreciate you, as always. All right, let's get that fucking meetup going. All right, let's get it fucking going because I'm not gonna end up at fucking Chuck E. Cheese by my damn self. All right, not again. Hey, that you know, not really, but that would be somewhere cool. You know what? Like, if any one of you guys know anywhere out here in LA, I remember I'm still kind of new out here. I know in Seattle we had a couple places like this, but that it was like a modern day arcade where, you know, for adults ish, you know, so people of our generation, you know, that we grew up in arcades. But anyway, it's not GameStop or GameWorks or whatever the fuck these places are, you know, but no, it's an actual bar, dive bar-ish, you know, a bar, whatever, and they would have, you know, just, it was like an arcade, like back in the day, only they served drinks and food and that whole thing. So anyway, if we have one of those things out here in LA, let's go to that one. Let's go to there. That'd be pretty cool because that would, you know, that'd be very kind of nostalgic. Sorry, my English not so good sometimes. And at the same time, you know, it plays into like everything that we've not only been talking about, but where we are and where we're going in that whole thing. And I think it would be pretty fucking cool. And it'll give us something to do while we're all fucked up. High on life. Wink. All right, guys. Thanks again. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. And big hug as always. All right. We're gonna be fine. I promise. We're gonna be fine.